you could really be amazing. You could really glow up. Pour some fire on that fuel in your heart and blow up. Go set the world on fire. Life is not a race. Take your time. Know the difference between enemies and friends. When they call you on your dumb shit, it's time to grow up. When they violate your space, it's time to bow up. You could really be amazing. You could really glow up. Pour some fire on that fuel in your heart and blow up. Go set the world on fire. That's what I would tell my younger self. My creative process is a hot mess. I like to start by myself. I actually built a studio at my house to where I lock myself in there. Like, my kids aren't allowed, my wife's not allowed, nobody's allowed. And I just let loose. I get on the keyboard or on an MPC or pick up a guitar or piano, or I'll have a melody in my head or something like that. And it just kind of happens. The lack of process is the process. These collaborations were kind of sparked by just mutual appreciation and respect for these artists. I mean, but mainly, it's influence. Big K.R.I.T, Bun B, of course. I'm Texas, of course. It's kind of like a Southern thing. It's a sound. It's like a draw. I think it's all related. Like, my music is based in the roots, and I hear that in that music. So I gravitate towards that. And I'm just we're mutual friends, fans of friends. We link up and we rock. It's just kind of like that, natural. Scarface. I really respect Scarface, and he's a badass guitar player too, and I think that we could do something really special. I love the fact that certain hip-hop artists incorporate live music into their records. Organ, stacking live drums, guitars. I think it adds another texture. People like Scarface, UGK, Organized Noise, Dungeon Family. I showed my dad, we were on a trip, and he was like, I don't know about this rap stuff, and I showed him that stuff in particular, knowing that there's this connection of like roots music in their music. If you take away the beats, you take away the raps, it sounds like blues, it sounds like gospel, it's got those elements in it. So when I played my dad that stuff, he was like, oh, I get it now. I get it. I mean, that's why I make the music the way that I make it, is kind of on the flip side, is incorporating some of those elements into my music. That's kind of a dream of mine at some point, is to be able to collab with somebody like that and go rock it, do it all over the world. I realized that I wanted to be a musician when I went to go see Michael Jackson. I was 5 years old. I got to see him when he was doing the Bad Tour. It was the most exciting thing. I mean, I remember every single part of it, the lights and moves and the drummer, the backup dancing, everything in the crowd going crazy. Tito Jackson's the reason I wanted to play guitar. So it has a lot to do with that whole crew. And then I started school, and it was just like nothing was exciting after that, you know what I mean? And then in 6th grade, my friend Eve, she had a guitar, and she was influencing me by showing me stuff. And I finally got a guitar. We entered a talent show, and we won first place, and we got some money, and I was like, this is all I want to do. That was it. I wasn't really necessarily allowed to in my house, because there's a lot of God-fearing church happening. So my friend Grant would hook me up, and we go over to his house, and he could do whatever he wanted to do. So we were listening to DMX, Tupac, Biggie, Wu-Tang. Started hearing about this, underground kind of rap scene out of Houston, and was familiar with Swisher House Click, and then doing the research, and DJ Screw. And I mean, I really wanted to be like these guys from Houston. I got turntables and, learned to slow things down and chop and screw stuff up, and started making beats. And so it was kind of just been this natural progression. I've done the guitar thing publicly and privately. I want to, I'm spitting bars and like making beats and, DJing. But yeah, it was a major influence. And being from Texas and being it so close, it just made me proud. And seeing those guys go and shine and seeing them on TV and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I got a Cadillac, a 94 DeVille, because of these guys in Houston, you know what I mean? And Paul told me if I drive it down, he's gonna hook me up. He's like, might come back candy red, you know, with some spinners on or something, you know what I mean? So these guys made a mark that influenced me, still influences me to this day, you know? It's undeniable. God, don't do that to me. That's not right when y'all do that. Oh, my favorite rap artist. Okay. I'm talking about Houston, but I gotta give it up to 3 Stacks. Sorry, Texas. So my favorite verse would have to be Tupac, Crazy. I see Bloods and Crips running up the hill, looking for a better way. My brothers and sisters, it's time to build, because even thug niggas pray. That one changed me. As a kid, it was like I learned lessons from these men that I didn't know about life and how to move around that my family didn't necessarily show me, or was so open about how tough and rough, and you know, it's a world perspective that made me understand what's really going on out here. And it changed the way that I heard music, it changed the way that I appreciated art, and it changed the way that I move in my daily life, so that's the one. I would have to say my favorite studio session was with Alicia Keys. And she's just so dope, like, she was so cool. I was working with these producers, Smoke and Pop, and those guys were cool. And we just had a great session. She was, you know, I was nervous, you know, of course, you know. I'm from Texas, I hadn't been anywhere really, you know what I mean? So, she was just open and welcoming and let me do my thing, and was really encouraging, because she could tell I was like, I'm in the studio with Alicia Keys. You know, that's crazy. After the session, she drove us down to Brooklyn Bowl, and Questlove was DJing. It was inspiring, and it gave me a confidence boost. And it was just fun. It was just dope. It was like laughing, and it was cool. And I think the song came out great, so shout out to her.